Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to Rastafari Discipleship Radio featuring Yadon Ben Chayil Ben Kushi, PK Ras I Adonis and the Rastafari, Chavirim of the Lion of Judah Society Online Logest.org. כולכם מאזינים לרדיו תלמידי רסטפארי בהשתתפות ידון בן חייל בן קושי פקה רס אי אדוניס והחברים הרסטפרי של אגודת אריה יהודה אונליין לוג'ס.org.
And when they would come in, they went up into an upper room. They went up into an upper room.
כולם לשיר איתי ביחד, אני הייתי שרסטמן ואין בי פחד, כולם לשיר איתי ביחד, הייתי שרסטמן, בוי 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 בוי, הייתי שרסטמן, בוי 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 בוי. הייתי שרסטמן נלחם כל יום כדי לנשום, אומר תודה לאל כשהוא קם וכשהולך לישון, מפרנס את המשפחה, דואג לחברים שדואגים להרים את הווליומים בספיקרים. הייתי שרסטמן ישראלי אסלי, לא מתעסק פה בחרטות ומדבר רק רסמי, אז מי איתי תשימו יד אחת למעלה, איט שיבן מספר אחד אז יאללה. אני הייתי שרסטמן ואין בי פחד, כולם לשיר איתי ביחד, אני הייתי שרסטמן ואין בי פחד, כולם לשיר איתי ביחד, הייתי שרסטמן, בוי 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 בוי, הייתי שרסטמן, בוי 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 בוי. אין בי פחד להעיז ולהגשים את החלומות, לשחות נגד הזרם ולשבור את המוסכמות, אומר את האמת שלי, לא לוחץ על ברקסים, דוגרי נטול שקרים או אינטרסים, שולח כבוד לאחים שהאמינו והשפיעו, בא מהשכונה הזו אף פעם לא שוכח מיהו, מריץ את הדיבור בין הבניינים, יודע שיש אחד למעלה שמנהל את העניינים, נותן לכולם יחס שווה, חשוב תמיד לזכור, בקשר לדעת גזע מין עדה או צבע עור, רואה כל החיים את כולם נלחמים נגד עצמם, אז תמיד דוגל באהבת חינם. אני הייתי שרסטמן ואין בי פחד, כולם לשיר איתי ביחד, אני הייתי שרסטמן ואין בי פחד, כולם לשיר איתי ביחד, הייתי שרסטמן, בוי 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 בוי, הייתי שרסטמן, בוי 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 בוי. אמת למען האמת חי ובועט את חומות בבל בלמודד, הלב דופק, הפלאפון רוטט, ברחובות משוטט, מכיתה ט' לא מסתלבט, ילד מבולבל ספק דיסלקט, בזמן צבא חולם לפרוץ בינתיים מתקלט בשביל הכסף, מבין שגם צריך להתפרנס. יו בום.
Hear, O Israel, hear, O Israel.
ישראל, אבא ישראל, אבא ישראל, אבא ישראל, שמע ישראל, שמע ישראל.
אלוהי
כולנו סביב המטבע השקלים, המזומן שולט בכל מי שסביבי יקרים, המזומן משאיר את כל האנשים דרוכים, ידיים בכיסים משגיחים על ענקים, זה עדלתיים מושך לי את העין, ארצח בשבילו את אחי אבל קין, איבדתי את עצמי עזרי יבוא מאין, תביא לי ששפסים עדיין ארצה עוד שתיים, חייבת ללכת בדרך הזיין, להפסיק להתעסק בלהיותה אייקן, כי הוכחתי את עצמי מזמן לא, הם יודעים בו מי זאת דרסו, גם שאין לה אלבום, באום 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 בילה, מקררת הבטיח שורפת כחל בנגילה, אחרי ששחשות הם יודעים שהיא התחילה, לא צריכה שנוחוגה בשביל עוגה בשביל הדלילה, באום 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 בילה, מקררת הבטיח שורפת כחל בנגילה, אחרי ששחשות הם יודעים שהיא התחילה, לא צריכה שנוחוגה בשביל עוגה בשבילה.
אמא שלי לימדה אותי לקחת את עצמי רחוק, שאף אחד לא ספר אותי, חלמתי על לספור שטרות, אין לי זמן לספור כבשים, אין לי זמן לטיפוסים מפוספסים, צריך עוד נכסים בכיסים, בגדים חדשים, גוצ'י נחשים, סוסי עם פסים, משקפי נשים, אוי שיט, הכל משוק הפשפשים, רודף אחרי כספים בכפכפים משומשים, רוצה להיות טוב כלכלית עד גיל 50, השקיות של הדבי, אם יש להביא, מסמש ועדן בי, סחורה בלעדית, יאו הרדי, תלת נמדי, קחי את דתי.
דם דם בילה, מקררת הבטיח שורפת כחל בנגילה, אחרי ששחשות הם יודעים שהיא התחילה, לא צריכה שנוחוגה בשביל עוגה בשביל הדלילה.
בכל זאת נשארתי בראש טוב, יצאתי מהבית ונכנסתי לעוד חול, מקווה שידברו עליי יפה כשאני לא פה, פתאום הם עוצבים אותי, שופטים אותי, אוי לא, אוי לא. בכל זאת נשארתי בראש טוב, יצאתי מהבית ונכנסתי לעוד חול, מקווה שידברו עליי יפה כשאני לא פה, פתאום הם עוצבים אותי, שופטים אותי, אוי לא, אוי לא.
סבבה, בוא ניתן לנו סבבה.
And when they would come in, they went up into an upper room. They went up into an upper room.
The thing called a bum bum. There was all Jamaican. Did a different style, different fashion. You know? Come and say one thing, Nancy can't understand. One thing, Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? Say what make them a talk about me ambition? Come and say some of them a ask me where me get it from. Say some of them a ask me where me get it from. I told them no no it's from creation. I told them no no it's from creation. Bam bam hey yo, what's a bam 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 dilang bam 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 dilang bam 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 hey, what's a bam bam? So what's a bam bam? This woman never trouble no one. I'm a lady, I'm not common. MC is my ambition. I come free nice of Jamaican. So bam bam. So what's a bam bam? Bam bam dilang bam 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 dilang bam bam hey yo. How me say what's a bam bam? Tell me say what's a bam bam hey yo. Tell 'em me born and me grow in a Princeton state. I not see right the Christian lyrics. When you hear them you sound like Chrissy Biscuit. You come in at the place and me say well sick. You bam bam hey yo. So what's a bam bam? Bam bam dilang bam 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 dilang bam bam hey yo. So what's a bam bam hey yo. Say what's a bam bam? That's some of them a think you a come and shut them plan. I told them no no me a one business woman. Sister Nancy she a 1 in a 3 million. Sister Nancy she a 1 in a 3 million. So bam bam. Say what's a bam bam? Bam bam dilang time to go, sister Nancy make you go. I know it from me head straight down to my toe. I teach her down, sister Nancy on the go. And some of them are after sister Nancy make you bad song. Long down the list, sister Nancy make you bad song. He bam bam, who wants to bam bam? He bam bam dillam, bam bam. He bam bam dillam, bam bam. Who wants to bam bam? Hey, tell me some what's to bam bam. This woman, I never trouble no one. I'm a lady, I'm not a man. MC is my ambition. I come to nice up Jamaican. So bam bam, say what's the bam bam, bam bam dillam, bam bam, bam bam dillam, bam bam. Hey, tell me say one thing, Nancy can't understand. One thing, Nancy can't understand.
Oh yeah. Well, this one is dedicated to the Most High, Jah Almighty. Hey, הוא שדואג נמצא תמיד אצלי בלב. Give thanks and praise to Jah Jah. הוא שכל בוקר לו אני מודה. that I'm alive for another day. והוא שדואג נמצא תמיד אצלי בלב. Give thanks and praise to Jah Jah. הוא שכל בוקר לו אני מודה שאני ער שוב for another day. תראו אותי, I'm alive for another day. Can you see me? אני ער שוב. אתה יכול לקרוא לו אללה, רסטפארי קלי נינג'ה. אמא שלי אומרת מלך המלכים הטיל הרשעים. היא מדברת על בבילון. הם אומרים לי תגזור, אבל השיער נשאר. אומרים תפסיק ליצור, אני עדיין שר. אומרים לי אל תאמין, אבל איך אחיה אם אין בי רוח. והוא שדואג נמצא תמיד אצלי בלב. Give thanks and praise to Jah Jah. הוא שכל בוקר לו אני מודה that I'm alive for another day. והוא שדואג נמצא תמיד אצלי בלב. Give thanks and praise to Jah Jah. הוא שכל בוקר לו אני מודה שאני ער שוב for another day. You need to live your life like it is no tomorrow. There is no other day. We need to think before we act, so we have the right to love and self-respect. Well, give thanks and praises, and that's the reggae music. Thanks and praises one time. Oh, give thanks and praises two times. Oh, give thanks and praises three times. And then you're done. Well, let me tell you this, Jah Rastafari. Jah bless Rasta Ibraman. Jah bless them youth and Jah bless y'all. And Jah bless them elderly people. Well, you know them a fought and bled for this country and trade. Fought and bled for our freedom and rights, yeah. Fought and bled for this country boundaries. Hey, we need to give thanks and praises. Every day, give thanks and praises. Give thanks and praise to Jah Jah.
Rastafari. Africa is a must. So nobody post now cause. You have to jump on this bus. Zion born, right?
Psalm 48.
מזמור מ"ח, שיר מזמור לבני קורח.
Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth, is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great King. God is known in her palaces for a refuge, for lo, the kings were assembled. They passed by together, they saw it, and so they marveled. They were troubled and hasted away. Fear took hold upon them there, and pain as of a woman in travail. Thou breakest the ships of Tarshish with an east wind. As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God will establish it forever. Selah. We have thought of thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple. According to thy name, O God, so is thy praise unto the ends of the earth. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. Walk about Zion, and go round about her. Tell the towers thereof. Mark ye well her bulwarks. Consider her palaces, that ye may tell it to the generation following. For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide forever, 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 forever.
מזמור מ"ח, שיר מזמור לבני קורח. גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, בעיר אלוהינו הר קודשו. יפה נוף משוש כל הארץ, הר ציון ירכתי צפון, קריית מלך רב. אלוהים בארמנותיה נודע למשגב, כי הנה המלכים נועדו, עברו יחדיו. המה ראו כן תמהו, נבהלו נחפזו. רעדה אחזתם שם, חיל כיולדה. ברוח קדים תשבר אוניות תרשיש. כאשר שמענו כן ראינו, בעיר אדוני צבאות, בעיר אלוהינו. אלוהים יכונניה עד עולם סלע. דימינו אלוהים חסדך בקרב היכליך. כשמך אלוהים כן תהילתך על כתבי ארץ, צדק מלאה ימינך. ישמח הר ציון, תגלנה בנות יהודה למען משפטיך. שובו ציון והקיפוה, ספרו מגדליה. שיטו לבכם לחילה, פסגו ארמנותיה. למען תספרו לדור אחרון, כי זה אלוהים אלוהינו עולם ועד, הוא ינהגנו על מות.
Here we have today's daily psalm. We have Psalm 95. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with psalms. For the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart as in the provocation and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my ways, unto whom I swear in my wrath that they should not enter into my rest, 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 my rest.
Shem Ha'av V'Habein Ruach HaKadosh. Glory be to the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Glory be. Glory be. We're going to ride up here for this portion.
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments. You are aware of the contents of the Ten Commandments and can elaborate on.
Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong. Yisrael, here for the 9th Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong, Shabbat Yeshev, Shabbat Yeshev, Sabbath and He Dwelt, Yeshev, Sabbath and He Dwelt. Here picking up the first book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called Genesis chapter 37. The history of Jacob resumed. The history of Yaakov resumed. Here picking up the first book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Genesis chapter 37. Here for the Rishon Aliyah, for the first reading, the first up offering here for this Shabbat Yeshev Yaakov Be'aretza Me Goreya Avio de Aretza Knaan. And Yaakov and Jacob dwelt. Yeshev Yaakov. And Jacob dwelt in the land. Yeshev Yaakov be'aretz. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger. Me Goreya Avio. In the land of Canaan. Be'aretza Knaan. Joseph, the beloved of his father. Verse 2. These are the generations of Yaakov, of Jacob, Joseph being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought to Abio, his father, their evil report. Now, Israel loved Joseph. Israel loved Yosef more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably to him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said to them, "Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Vayomer eleihem, Shim'u na ha'chalom hazeh asher chalamti. Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Shim'u na ha'chalom hazeh asher chalamti. For behold, we, I and I, were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, look, my sheaf arose and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaf." Joseph hated and rejected by his brethren. Verse 8. And his brethren said to him, "Shalt thou indeed reign over us, over I and I? Or shalt thou, the I indeed, have dominion over us, over I and I?" And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. Vayomru lahu hayo ha malok maloka timloka alenu him mashola tim shola banu why yosifu oda shonoto Allah chelomotayo with Allah di barayo. And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, hine, I have dreamed a dream more. Hine, chalamtia chelom od. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me, to I. With hine ha shemesha with hayayareya with ahada asar kokavim mishatachewim li. Behold, I have dreamed yet a dream, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars bow down to me, bow down to I. Hine chalamti yachlom od. With hine hashemesha with hayareach with ahada asara kokavim mishatachewim li. And he told it to Avio, his father, and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said to him, What is this dream that thou, the eye, hast dreamed? What is this dream? Ma ha-chelom hazeh asher chalamta. What is this dream that the eye has dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down themselves to thee, to the earth? Ma ha chalom hazeh asher chalamta. Ha bo na bo hani we imeka we acheka le hishata chot. And his brethren envied him. But his father, Abiyo, his father observed the saying. And hear, Shema Yisrael, hear, for this Shabbat, Vayeshev, Sabbath, Vayeshev, Sabbath, and he dwelt, and he sat, and he seated up, and he dwelt here for this ninth Rastafari sabbatical study, here for this Shabbat strong, here for the Sheni, the second Aliyah, the second offering up, the Sheni, the second reading here for this Shabbat Vayeshev, Sabbath, he dwelt, here picking up with Genesis chapter 37, here at verse 12 for the Sheni Aliyah. Vayelkua et chayo lirota oto zona bihem bishekem. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. Vayelkua et chayoa lirota oto zona bihem bishekem. And Israel. And Israel said to Joseph, do not thy brethren, thy idren, feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee I to them. And he said to him, Hear, here, I. And Yisrael said to Yosef, Wa yomer Yisrael Yosefa, Hallo, Acheka, Ro'ima, Bishakema, Lika, with Esha Lacheka, Elehem, Wa yomer Laua, Hineni, here am I. And he said to him, Go, I pray the I. See whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring I word again. So he sent him out of the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem, Wayomer lahu, and he said to him, Lekna, go now, Lekna, Re'eya, Eta Shalom Acheka, see whether it is well, whether it is shalom with thy brethren. Lekna, Re'eya, Eta Shalom Acheka, with Eta Shalom Hatzon, and well, and whether it is shalom with the flock, with Eta Shalom Hatzon, and bring I back word. Wa Hishreini Davar. So he sent him out of the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man, Haish, asked him, saying, What seekest? What seekest thou? Haish lemor wa tisha alehu, and asking him, Haish, the man lemor, is saying, Ma tivakesh. What seekest thou? What seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Why yomer et achai anoki me bakesh. I seek my brethren. Et achai anoki me bakesh. I seek my brethren. Where? Tell I pray that I, where they are feeding the flock. Hagidana li efo heim ro'im. Tell I pray that I. Tell I pray that I. Hagidana li where efo heim ro'im, where they feed their flocks. Where they feed. And the man and Haish said, they are departed hence from Heya. For I heard them say, let us make I and I go to Dotan. And Yosef went after his brethren and found them in Dotan. Wayomer Haish. And the man said, Wayomer Haish. Nasoa mizekia sha'ma'etia omrim nelka do taina. Let us go to Dotan. I overheard them saying, Waya yeleka Yosefa achara chayo. Waya yimas aema bi Dotan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dotan. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near to them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, Hine ba'ala ha-chilomota ha-lazeba. Behold, this dreamer cometh. Hine ba'ala ha-chilomota ha-lazeba. Behold, this dreamer cometh. Joseph cast into the place of death. Verse 20. Come now, therefore, let us make I slay him, and cast him into some pit. And we, I will say, some evil beasts have devoured him. And we, I shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard. And Reuben heard. And he delivered him out of their hands. And said, let us make I not kill him. Make I not kill him. Vayomer lo nakenu nafesh. Make I not take his life. Lo nakenu nafesh. And Reuben said to them, shed no blood. Cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father, to Avio, to his father again. Vayomer Eleihem Reuben ala tisha pekua dam hashe likua oto ela habur hazeh asher ba midbar with yada ala tisha lechua baua. And Reuben said to them, shed no blood. Alatisha peku dam. Shed no blood. Alatisha peku dam. Shed no blood. Cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness. Hasha likua otoa ella habor hazeh. Bamidbar asher bamidbar, that is in the wilderness. But lay no hand upon him. With yad alatisha lechu bau, that he might deliver him out of their hand, to restore him to Abio, to restore him to his father. Litma'ana hatzil otoa miya yadam la heshiro il Abio. Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong.
From every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I have a dream. 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 I have a dream.
when they were come in, they went up into an upper room. They went up.
Sabbatical study. This I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat. Shalom, Chaverim, here with the Torah words of the Shavua. The Torah words, sound, power. The Torah words of the Shavua of this sabbatical 7, this sabbatical strong for Yesheb. Yesheb, often referred to as Vayesheb in latter-day Judaism, enunciated from more of the Ashkenazi European enunciation, Vayeshev. So we have Vayeshev, right, and we have Yesheb. So here, that's the first word, that's the key word, the first word for this Torah portion reading and feeding, Yesheb. And Yaakov, and Jacob sat, or Jacob dwelt. In some cases, the shab, right, the shab, yashab, right, to sit, to dwell, to be enthroned. And Jacob was enthroned in the land, was settled in the land, was seated up, as we use the word seat up. Right, so that's like the first word there. We get into the first words, of course, Shema'ah. But here we have some of the Hebrew words, some of the Hebrew words, and some of these are key words. All right, so ones can, get a taste and grace, give an ear and hear. Picking up with Genesis chapter 37. So we pick up with Genesis chapter 37, verse 1 for the first words, right? The first words, Yesheb. And when we get to verse 5, we have the word for dream in the Hebrew. The word for dream, Chaverim. The time, a moon, a season. A season, the reason for the season is we have a season of dreams, right? This is a time and a season of dreams. This here, the ninth moon in the ninth month, 9 months, 9 moons, right? Here in the darker part of the shine of the year as the heavens turn around the earthly plane, longer nights. And one of the particular byproducts, Chaverim, let's see if we can open up the Torah right here, just to have the scripts, the manuscripts right here. So one of the byproducts of the longer nights, of course, is one's rest, resting for longer, shorter days. So there's only like some set time to really get in all of the work that needs to be done. Shorter days and longer nights here in this season. So we have Yesheb. The first words, Yesheb, Yaakov, Be'eretz Megorei Abiyo, Be'eretz Canaan. And Yaakov and Jacob dwelt in the land of his father's sojournings. Now we're looking right here at the Chumash, at the Hebrew, looking at the Hebrew Torah, right, or the Hebrew Genesis, and for that particular translation there. Now, KJV, this is where the history of Yaakov, the history of Jacob is resumed. And Jacob dwelled in the land where his father was a stranger. So KJV brings out the phrase, Migorei Abiyo, Agur, a stranger, a sojourner, in another sense of it, a stranger, Be'eretz Canaan, in the Eretz of Canaan. Getting to verse 5, it says, and Joseph dreamed a dream and told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. So Joseph, Wayachelom Yosef, Wayachelom Yosef, Chelom. Here we have the first of the Torah words, the Devarim of the Shavua. Of this, we say the Shavua, Yesheb, for the Shabbat, Yesheb, Sabbath, and he dwelt, and he was seated up, and he was enthroned. That sense can also come out of it. He sat up, he was seated up. He was seated up in the land of his father's sojourning, in the land wherein his father was a stranger. Migorei, Be'aretz Migorei Abiyo, in the land where his father was a sojourner, a stranger. So here at verse 5, Chelom, Chelom, Chelom. Verse 5, Chelom, some may enunciate as Halom, right? But it's pointing to actually Chelom, 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 Halom, Halom. Halom, dream. Dream is a halom. We get to Genesis chapter 38:11. We have Almana. Almana. Almana is a widow. Almana. Almana, a widow. In Genesis 38:11. Genesis 38:15, we have Zona. Zona. Zona in Genesis chapter 38, verse 15. We also had it in the previous Torah portion concerning Shechem, and concerning what some might call the massacre of Shechem, right? Some might say it's a justice, right? Justice at Shechem. But the interesting thing is, this is where, from the previous Torah portion, where it says, should they treat our sister as a harlot? But here, we could bring this out more in this Torah portion, 38 and 15. In 38 and 15, it says, when Yehuda saw her, he thought her to be an harlot, because she had covered her face. So we have the word Zona. So we have the Zain, the Waway, the Noon, and the Hey. Zawana or Zona. We get to Genesis 39 and 22. All right, we have Asirim or Esarim, pointed as Esarim, Afro-Shemitically. Others will point as Asarim. Asari, Esarim. Now, the connection with Asar is interesting too. Asar, Osiris, Asar. But here we have Esarim. What is Esarim? Esarim, Genesis 39 and 22. Esarim. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners, Asarim, or Asarim that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. He was the doer. So we have Asarim, or Esirim. If you emphasize the Yod that after the Samech, according to the Hebrew glyphs. But we have Asarim, Esarim, Esirim, prisoners, Esirim. And we have in Genesis 40 and 8, and they said to him, we have dreamed the dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said to them, do not interpretations to Elohim. In other words, the sense of it, do not interpretation belong to Elohim, the true good, the true God. He says, tell me, I pray you, tell the I. So here we have Pitronim. What is Pitroni? Interpretations. Pitroni, right? The Pitronim, or also could be pointed as a Fitroni. Interpretations. So the Torah words right here for this Shabua, right, for this sabbatical strong, for Shabbat Wayeshev, we have Chalom, dream, Almana, widow, Zona, harlot, Asirim, prisoners, and Fitaronim, and interpretations. Sabbatical words right here for this ninth Torah portion reading and feeding here in I sabbatical studies, and for this Rastafari Shabbat strong. Yes, I. Give thanks, Chavarim. Shalom. Chavarim. Shalom. 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 Shalom.
Wake up. Get up. Get up. Wake up. Hey. Dream. Hey man, you're living in a dream. They're running off with the cream, and I'm a buzzing like a computerized machine. Dream world. Hey man, you're living in a dream world. They're running off with the cream, girl,
and I'm a buzzing like a computerized machine. Well, I never see a single light day. A brand new box with old tray. I don't even see no seal. This could be another shady deal. Wake up out there, Jim. Hey man, you're living in a dream. They're running off with the cream. Now I'm a buzzing like a computerized machine. Dream world. Hey man, you're living in a dream world. They're running off with the cream, girl. Now I'm a buzzing like a computerized machine. Oh, yeah. Well, what do you know? We having a cold clear. What is the matter? Arrest me, but I don't care. I'm gonna be making enough noise. Right here, like you wake up and realize. Dream. Hey man, you're living in a dream. They're running off with the cream and got me buzzing like a computerized machine. Dream world. Hey man, you're living in a dream world. They're running off with the cream, girl, and I'm a buzzing like a computerized machine. Oh, yeah. I never seen a single like this. Oh no, a brand new box with old tray. I don't even see no seal. This could be another shady deal. This could be another dream. Hey man, you're living in a dream. They're running off with the cream. I'm buzzing like a computerized machine. Dream world. Hey man, you're living in a dream world. They're running off with the cream, girl, and I'm buzzing like a computerized machine. Oh, yeah. Dream. Hey man, you're living in a dream. They're running off with the cream. Hey, got me buzzing like a computerized machine.
Murderer!
When me take a breathe, so me kick back and I meditate and me realize that something are going on in a mankind, so me have to go take a look. So when me take a breathe, me can't believe the thing that when me see. So when me take a breathe, me have to drop down for me knee. Cause when me take a breathe, when me take a breathe, me can't believe the thing that when me see. Cause when me take a breathe, when me take a breathe, me see the world, I want to flee. Cause when me take a breathe, me go a wedding, me see the bride, me look, but me couldn't see no D. When me take a breathe, me see enough fish van me land, but me look, and me couldn't see no sea. When me take a breathe, entertain and blind themselves, just forget little publicity. When me take a breathe, me never know the man could have been said till one day when me hear Tommy, when me take a breathe, me can't believe the thing that when me see. Cause when me take a breathe, me have to talk to God for me knee. Cause when me take a breathe, me can't believe the thing me I see. Cause when me take a breathe, me see the world, I want to flee. Cause when me take a breathe, young girl have the hottest hairstyle and can't buy diaper for the big D. When me take a breathe, politician want more property while the poor can't buy a cup of tea. When me take a pre, no heart is a boward like coward. Before Europe I make money. When me take a pre, the only man the Christian bow to, and Jesus son of the Almighty. Yo, so me take a pre, then another look. Then me take another steer straight in the holy book. Me see why God wrapped till the place shook. Come and worship anything, cow, goat, Twitter and Facebook. Me not just size. Sometimes me wonder if me I them have the right. Who did ban black? How come you turn white? And if you homophobic, how come by your skin man a right? When me take a pre, yeah. When me take a pre, me can't believe the thing them when me see. When me take a pre, me have to bust down on me knee. Now when me take a pre, yeah. When me take a pre, me can't believe the thing them when me see. When me take a pre, when me take a pre, me see the world, yeah, I want to flee. When me take a pre, me know the word never fail. Fire shall burn iniquity. When me take a pre, God have mercy upon we. Please change the unholy. Now when me take a pre, me know one life we have, you better be who God call you to be. Now when me take a pre, me get old and go a funeral. And when me looking at the couple and me, when me take a pre, when me basically I tell you say, one life we have to live. It's appointed for man to die once and then come. You know the rest. If you don't know the rest, Google the rest. Google it. Learn the rest. Heavenly Waves Production. Alongside Mr. Shout it out. So the thing go. When me take a pre.
Psalm 95. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with psalms. For the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my way. Unto whom I swear in my wrath, that they should not enter into my rest, 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 rest.
מזמור צדהי, לכו נרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור ישענו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו, כי אל גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים, אשר בידו מחקרי ארץ, ותועפות הרים לו, אשר לא הים והוא עשהו, ויבשת ידיו יצרו. בואו נשתחווה ונכרע, נברכה לפני אדוני עושנו, כי הוא אלוהינו, ואנחנו עם מרעיתו וצאן ידו. היום אם בקולו תשמעו, אל תקשו לבבכם כמריבה, כיום מסע במדבר, אשר ניסוני אבותיכם, בחנוני, גם ראו פועלי. 40 שנה אקוט בדור ואומר, עם טועה לבב הם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי ואפי, אם יבואון אל מנוחתי.
Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, He, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samech, Ain, Pei, Tzadik, Kuf, Resh, Shin, Tav.
Rastafari, Abagada, Hawagasha, Taya, Kala, Manasai, Patada, Warashata, ha, 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 ha. Abagada, Hawagasha, Taya, Kala, Manasai, Patada, Warashata, ha, 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 ha.
For with stammering lips and another tongue, for with stammering lips and another tongue, for with stammering lips and 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 stammering lips.
Ebro boy, everything takes time.
Shalom, Chaverim, Shalom. Today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, Mizmor Tzadai Hey. Psalm 95, Psalm XCV, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, Tzadai Hey. Luko neranana la Yahuwah, nari'a l'tzor yisha'einu. Oh, come, Luku, Nerana, La Yahuwah, make I sing, Neranana, Rina, Neranana, may I do the Rina, Luku, Neranana, La Yahuwah, Nari'a, L'tzor Yisha'einu. Here's a call to Yisrael. Today's daily psalm is a call to Yisrael. Man who sees the true God, that Sarar, El, Sar with El, to Yisrael, to worship. Here we have the group of 6 psalms. We call this the Kabbalat Shabbat Psalms, the 6 psalms beginning with the present psalm, here, beginning with today's daily psalm, Mizmor Adai Hey, Psalm 95, Psalm XCV. The group of 6 psalms beginning with the present and having the XCII, having the 93rd psalm as a prelude. Would you call this a Friday? Here we have the Friday evening psalm, according to the Royal Order of the Ethiopian Hebrew. And among Torah-observant Yehudim, know that the Friday evening psalm and in the Royal Order of the Ethiopian Hebrew is Psalm 95, Mizmor, Psalm XCII, we know as Psalm 93, Mizmor Tzadai Gimel. Some would say that as Tzadai Gimel. It's a call. Leku, Neranenan La Yahweh. Neranenan La Yahweh. They kind of do the Rina, singing and ringing in joyful tones. The first, Leku, come y'all, Leku. So we have the group of 6 psalms, beginning with the present and having the XCII, Mizmor Tzadai Gimel, the 93rd psalm, as a prelude, because the 93rd psalm is a Friday evening psalm, the Kabbalat Shabbat. This is a rapturous expression of joy. Neranena. May God not do the Rina from the Ranan, right? Singing and ringing and shrilling tones. Leku, Neranena, La Yahweh. Leku, Neranena, La Yahweh. Nari'ah. Litzor Yishaynu. Make I and I shout. Nari'ah. We have the Teru'ah. Yom Teru'ah, the day of the shofar. Lift up your voice like a trumpet, the shofar. Nari'ah. The Teru'ah. That shout, that blast of the shofar. Here, may I and I shout like the teru'ah, like the shofar. Lift up I and I voice as a trumpet. Nari'ah, litzor yisha'enu, litzor to the rock, the tzor yisha'enu. Here we have the Aleph verse, first verse of Mizmor Tzadai Hey, and here the Tehillim, the intro. It's themed a call to Yisrael, to worship. So we have the group of 6 psalms right here, beginning with the present and having the XCII as a prelude, is a rapturous expression of joy in Hailehim's Avodah, in Ha Elohim's Avodah, in the true good, the true God's service, in Hailehim's service, in Hailehim's Avodah, the Avodah, the service, such as would have appropriately come from the Bnei Yisrael, the Israelites, who were reunited with Zion, with Zion, after the absence occasioned by the Babylonian exile. In that period, these psalms were probably is said to have been composed, these particular psalms right here. And it is noteworthy that in the Septuagint, the later from the ancient Hebrew into the Koine Greek, in the LXX, the Septuagint, it's noteworthy that the LXX has the heading, when the house was built after the captivity to the XCVI, to the 96th Psalm, the XCVI. The XCVI Mizmor Tzadai Wow. Tzadai Vav, Tzadai Wow, which is a call to all peoples. Call ha'amim, to all the amim, to all the goyim, to all peoples to worship. Now there's a change of tone that is unmistakably evident, unmistakably evident in the last clause. The last clause here in today's daily psalm, after, right, the last clause of verse 7. So we have the first part, and then we have a change of tone, right, in the last clause of verse 7, extending to the end of the psalm. So here in verse 7, we have Ki hu Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Wanachnu, Mar'ito, Witzon Yado. Hayom im Bikolo, Tishama'u. He is our Elohim. Kihu, ki for who? He. Kihu Eloheinu, for he is Eloheinu, our Elohim. And we, wa nachnu, anachnu, we, pronoun in Hebrew for we, for I and I, anachnu, wa nachnu, people, we, ourselves, people, marito, people of his pasture, of his nurturing, of his shepherding, marito, with and son, v'tzon yado, with son and the son, the flock, yado of his hand, with son yado, hayom, the day, hayom, today, hayom, im bikolo, if bikolo, if in, by way of kolo, his voice, im bikolo, if in, by way of his voice, tishma'u, y'all to hear, if y'all would but hearken, but hear to his voice, im bikolo, in his voice, by way of his voice, hayom, today, hayom, im bikolo tishma'u, today, if y'all would hear, tishma'u, all of y'all to shama, all of y'all tishma'u, all of y'all to hear, if y'all would but hearken to his voice. So it's here, it's the Zayn verse right here, that we have a unmistakably evident change of tone in the last clause, the hayom, today. Hayom, im bikolo tishma'u. Hayom, im bikolo tishma'u. Today, if y'all would hear, hearken. Tishma'u. So there's a change. There's a warning note. This extends now to the end of Mizmor Tzadei Hey, the 95th Psalm here. There's a warning note that is struck that, according to some expositors, they say it has no relevance to the opening theme. The opening theme is that call, liku, neranena, sayahwa, come y'all, neranena, may we do the rina, the singing, the shrilling, sing, neranena, la Yahweh, certain type of singing. Right, the vibe, that vibration, right, that singing in a joyful vibe, a shrilling, ecstatic vibe. But then, in the last clause of the Zayn verse, the Zayn, the 7th verse, extending to the end of the Mizmor, we have a warning note that is struck, that according to some expositors, they would say has no relevance to the opening theme. And they hold that the Mizmor here, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, it consists of two fragments. Some would say there's two fragments of the Mizmor. Right? There's two fragments that were joined together. Now, in the commentary, right, as we get into today's daily psalm from the Sefer Tehillim, the Hebrew Psalter, in the commentary, it will be shown that the two sections of the Mizmor, two sections of the psalm, they reinforce. The two sections of the Mizmor, they reinforce, of Mizmor Tzadai Hey, they reinforce each other. From the 17th century, the Psalms 95 to Psalm 99, the XCV to the XCIX, and Psalm 29, the XXIX, were included in the Yehuda, the Judaic liturgy, the Yehudi Kedase, right, or the Kiddush, right, for the initiation, for the starting of the Shabbat, what we know as the Kabbalat, for the Kabbalat Shabbat, the Kabbalat Shabbat. One may refer to Siddur, to the Hebrew, the Yehudi prayer book. Quote, it may be the first reciters of this psalm, the first reciters of Mizmor Tzadei Hey, on a Friday evening, start of the Shabbat, right? We say the Shabbat Eve, the Friday evening, thought of the rest, right? Menucha, the Menucha. We have the Menucha, right? We also have the Menachem, the comforter from the Hebrew perspective, the Menachem, the Menachem. But here we have the Menucha, the Menucha. They thought of the rest, the Menucha, that HaShabbat, that the Sabbath was about to bring those who so far from murmuring, who can enter into the Menucha? He says, Menuchati, his rest, the Menucha. So the first reciters of the Mizmor, Psalm 95, Mizmor Tzadei Hey, Psalm XCV, the call to Yisrael, to worship, the first reciters of the Mizmor on the Friday evening, which is the Shabbat Eve, thought of the rest, the Menucha that HaShabbat was about to bring those who, so far from murmuring against Ha'Elohim, against Ha'Elohim, Yahweh Eloheinu, were filled with the love of Him, the love of Ha'Elohim, the love of Yahweh Eloheinu, and of His ordinance, right? To keep the Shabbat set apart. Now the Midrash, the Yehudi study, it connects the Psalm, the Mizmor, with the Shabbat, with HaShabbat and the Yom HaShabbat in another way. You see, verse 7, the Zain verse here in Mizmor Tzadei Hey, the 95th Psalm, Psalm XCV. For He is our God. First part of the verse, for He is our God. Kihu Eloheinu. And the last clause, today, Hayom, today, if y'all would but hearken to His voice, Hayom, im b'kolo tishma'o, im b'kolo tishma'o. Not a question, right? It's an emphatic statement. And the Midrash, it comments on this verse right here, connecting the Psalm, the Mizmor, to HaShabbat, to Yom HaShabbat in another way. The comment is, quote, if Israel observed even one single Shabbat according to its true spirit, to the true Ruach, the true spirit, deliverance, Yeshua, Yish'einu, our salvation, Yish'einu, Yeshua, deliverance would forthwith ensue. Abraham's. If Yisrael observed even one single Shabbat according to its true spirit and according to the spirit of truth, deliverance, Hebraically speaking, salvation, Yeshua, right? Yish'einu, our salvation, would forthwith ensue. Here, today's daily song, according to the royal order, Mizmor Tzadei Hey. The Aleph first. Liku neranena la Yahuwah naria liksor Yish'einu. Oh, come, Liku, come, y'all, Liku. We have the Lekah Dodi, the Shabbat chant, the Lekah Dodi. Here is the collective imperative. Leku, come y'all. Leku, come y'all. Naria. Shout, right? The word here is leku, ne ranina, le ranina, la Yahuwah, ne ranina. Make I and I sing in shrilling, in ringing, in joyful tones. Do the ranan, do the rina. But here, speaking to I and I, ne ranina, make I and I sing, la Yahuwah, la Yahuwah, la Yahuwah, la Yahuwah, la Yahuwah, to Yahuwah, to Jehovah, Nari'ah, and shout the Nari'ah. We have the Teruah, the Yom Teruah, the day of the shout, the blast. It's a blast, right? The blast of the ram's horn, the shofar. Lift up your voice like a trumpet. Nari'ah, litzor. Make I and I shout like the shofar, like the trumpet, like the ram's horn. Litzor, litzor. To the tzor. What's the tzor? The tzor is the rock, right? The rock. Yish'ainu, litzor yish'ainu. Litzor yish'ainu. To the rock of I and I salvation. Yish'ainu. To I and I Yeshua. Here. Today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, yes, the order of Malkiah Tzedek, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, Leku, Neranena la Yahuwah, Naria, Lutzor, Yish'ainu,
מזמור צדיהם. לכו נרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור ישענו. נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. כי אל גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים. אשר בידו מחקרי ארץ, ותועפות הרים לו. אשר לא הים והוא עשהו, ויבשת ידיו יצרו. בואו נשתחווה ונכרע, נברכה לפני אדוני עושנו. כי הוא אלוהינו, ואנחנו עם מרעיתו וצאן ידו. היום אם בקולו תשמעו, אל תקשו לבבכם כמריבה, כיום מסע במדבר. אשר ניסוני אבותיכם, בחנוני גם ראו פועלי. 40 שנה אקוט בדור ואומר, עם טועה לבב הם, והם לא ידעו דרכי. אשר נשבעתי ואפתי, אם יבואון אל מנוחתי.
and it's wheeling. Selassie is a master, yeah, for the enemies are confounded. Rastafari power overthrow them, yeah.
Today's daily psalm, we have Mizmor Adai. Hey. So here, Shalom, Chaverim, Shalom. So hopefully one's heard the intro, the Sefer Tehillim intro. Here we have today's daily psalm, we have Mizmor Adai. Hey. Some enunciate as Adai, hey. We have the 95th psalm right here, Psalm XCV. It's a call to Yisrael to worship. So here we'll go through a little bit of the Targum, what's the Targum interpretation, of today's daily psalm, Hebraically here from the Sefer Tehillim, from the Hebrew Psalter, right here, also touching on some of the key commentaries, the key themes right here in today's daily psalm for the Chabarim, for the Talmudim. So here, Shema Yisrael. So here, it's a call to Yisrael to worship. Now here we have the first of the Shabbat Psalms, especially on the Friday evening, right? At that beginning of the Shabbat, the Eve, the Shabbat Eve Psalms, as what is known as the initiation. Some will say inauguration. We bun that inauguration from the augury sense, but preferably we say the starting, the initiating of Yom HaShabbat, the initiation of the Shabbat day, right? So we have from the eve, the Friday evening, that prep, and what is known as the Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming of the Shabbat, the Kabbalat of the Shabbat, the welcoming or the receiving of the Shabbat. And we have a group of 6 psalms. From Psalm 95, here, today's daily psalm, to Psalm 99, and we have Psalm 29, this group right here. But today's daily psalm right here, let's go through a little midrash, a little study. But this is based on the Targum here, the basic verses, right? And certain verses go for other verses. For example, in today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, we have verses 1 and 2 that brings out the invocation to praise, to hallelujah, to praise Yah, right? To praise Ha-Elohim, Ha-Elohim, right? To praise Yahweh. So here we begin with the Aleph verse here for the Targum here on today's daily psalm that's themed, Chabarim, a call to Yisrael, to worship. So here we're going to touch on verses 1 and 2 in the opening section that is themed an invocation, invoker, in voice, in word, sound, power, to praise Yah, to praise Yahweh, right? To praise Ha-Elohim Eloheinu. Here, the Aleph verse. L'chu ne'ranena la Yahuwah nari'al l'tzor yish'ay nik'adama Fanayo bitoda diez mirot na ria lawu. Here we have the verse, the Aleph and the Beit. Hebraically, alphanumerically, we have the Aleph, the first, and the Beit, second verse here of today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadei. Hey, L'ku, come y'all. L'ku, come y'all, all of y'all. It's a imperative to you all, to y'all. Come, y'all. Not just come one, right? But come all of y'all. Liku, like we have the Leka Dodi, right? On the Shabbat Eve, the Leka Dodi. Come, my friend. Come, beloved. Leka, Leka, Leka. Here we have the plural sense of y'all, you all, not just one, but all y'all. Liku, Liku, come y'all, Liku. Ne ranana, do the rina, singing and ringing and shrilling and joyous tone, that rejoicing. Ne ranana, we, make I and I, make we, ne ranana, la Yahweh. Neranena la Yahweh luku, neranena la Yahweh luku. Come y'all, neranena. Make I and I, make us sing la Yahweh to He who be, who He be. Naria, litzor yishainu. Naria litzor yishainu. Make us, make I and I, Naria, shout. The teruah, the ruah. Right? Teruah, we have the Yom HaTeruah, the Yom Teruah, the day of trumpets, the day of the blast. Lift up your voice like the trumpet, the day of the shofar blast. So here, in the sense of shout, it's like, may we shout as a trumpet, do like the blast, lift up the ruah. May I and I, ruah, naria, litzor yishainu, to the rock of our salvation, to the rock, litzor. The tzor, what is the tzor? The tzor is the rock. Tzor yishainu. To the rock of Ainai Yeshua, yishainu, our salvation. Litzor yishainu. Ranina. We have these two verbs here, right? These two, make us, make we. We have the ne ranina, that in most translations, let's compare and contrast the KJV translation. Very, very important psalm right here, right? As it is the Kabbalah, the first of the Kabbalah Shabbat Psalms, the welcoming of the Sabbath Psalms, as it's also themed a call to Yisrael, a call to Israel to worship, call to the Israel of Yahweh Eloheinu to worship. So here we're looking at the Sefer Tehillim Hebraically, but here let's compare and contrast right here with the KJV. So the KJV reads, "Oh come, let us sing to the Lord, let us make a joyful noise." That joyful noise, that naria. Make I do the ruah. We have the Yom Teruah, the fifth of the 7 Mo'adei Yahweh, of the feast, festivals, appointments of the Mo'adim, right? We have the fifth, which is the Yom, the day of Teruah, the day of the blast. Some say the day of trumpets, but more Hebraically, it's the day of the blast, right? The day of the shout, like that ram's horn. And then we also know to lift up. It says, lift up your voice like the shofar, like the trumpet. So here, the call to I and I, the call to Yisrael, to worship, liku, Niranana la Yahuwah Naria Lesor Yish'ainu. KJV has make what? It says, let us make a joyful, make a what? A joyful noise. That Naria, that joyful noise to the rock, Lesor Yish'ainu, to the rock of Yish'ainu, of Ainai Yeshua, of Ainai salvation, Lesor Yish'ainu. So here, these two verses, the Aleph and the Beit verses, the invocation in Volca, in word, sound, and power, to praise Eloheinu. Sing the Niranina, with voices joyfully ringing. We have the Rina. What is the Rina? And that Ranan, joyfully ringing. The verb right here, the Ranan, at the verb of the Niranina, is normally used in connection with proof of Eloheinu's saving, his Yeshua, Yeshuot, his saving acts. Here, it refers to the deep gratitude that filled the hearts of the returned captives when they were again able to reassemble for worship in Zion, and we would say even in the African Zion. In that context, of the historical context of Mizmor Tzadei Hey, Psalm 95, in that context, the, quote, rock of our salvation. We have the rock of our salvation as we have in LXXXIX, or in Psalm 89, Hebraically, Psalm 89 and 27. This would be the most fitting appellation, the most fitting, we could say, name, right, or attributional name, appellation to address Ha-Elohim, to address Ha-Elohim, to address Eloheinu, to address Yahweh. He who be, who he be Tzor Yish'ainu. He be Tzor Yish'ainu. So this, the rock of our salvation, the Tzor of Yish'ainu, the rock of our Yeshua, right? This is the most fitting appellation to address Eloheinu, to address HaKadosh, Baruch Hashem, to address the Holy One, blessed be He, blessed be the name, to address Yahweh, He who be, who He be, in context of Mizmor Tzadei Hey, He be Tzor Yish'ainu, He be the rock of our salvation, the Tzor Yish'ainu. L'ku neranana la Yahuwah Naria l'Tzor Yish'ainu, before His presence. Here, the first two verses, right? First two verses, the Aleph verse. Ani lechozir, repeat. L'ku neranana la Yahuwah Naria l'Tzor Yish'ainu. Here, the Beit verse. Nikadma fanayo betoda bia zimirota naria lo bi zimrot naria lo. Make I and I come before His presence. Nikadma, the kadam, like we say kadamawi, kadam, nikadma, right? That sense of before. Right? Before Fanav, Fanayo, His face, His presence, fanayo. Nikadama fanayo. Bitoda. Bitoda. Translators say, before his presence with thanksgiving, Hebraically bringing out bitoda, in toda, in gratitude, in gratefulness, right? In thanks, in thanksgiving. Bitoda, nikadama fanayo, bitoda, bi zimirota naria lawu. Make I shout, naria, lau. Shout, the shout in the sense that ruah, right? That ruah, naria. Make I shout like the trumpet. Keep the idea of the teruah and lift up your voice as a trumpet. Be zemirot. Be in by way of the Zimirot. Zimirot. What is the Zimirot? The Zimirot is the Psalms. The Zimirot is the chant, enchanting, in Isis. Be Zimirot Naria Lawu, before his presence. Now, contextually, from low degrees to high degrees, it would be in the temple and in the temple courtyards, right? Facing the Patach, right? Facing, we could say, that door, that entrance. And for the Kohanim, right? Before the ark, right? In the presence or in the face of the ark, the Aaron HaBrit, the ark of the covenant. So here, first two verses right here. Leku neranana la Yahuwah, Naria litzor yishaynu, nikadama fanayo betod, via zimrota naria, lau. Here we have verses 3 to 5. That's the first verses. The first two verses is the invoker, is the invocation, that invocation to praise, to praise he who be. Here we have verses 3 to 5, right? 3 to 5, because, right? The reason, right? And I know what the gathering's for. What's the reason? Because he is supreme. Because he is supreme. Here we have the Gimel verse, the third verse, Abu Gi, right? Abaga. Here we have the Aleph, the Beit, but here the Gimel verse. For the KJV brings out, for the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. For the Lord is a great God, the translator says here in the Hebrew, in the Ivrit, Ki El Gadol Yahweh. 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 Ki El Gadol. For Ki El, God Almighty, Gadol, big up. Ki El Gadol. For El Gadol. For another way of bringing this out could be for God, the big up one, for the Almighty, the big up one, he who be, who he be. Ki El Gadol Yahuwah, Umelech Gadol, I'll call Elohim, and a great king, Umelech, and Melech, and King Gadol, and big king, and great king, Umelech Gadol, and big king and great king, important king, Umelech Gadol, all call Elohim, all upon call, upon all Elohim, upon all gods is how the translators bring it out. Upon all the Elohim, upon the all gods. Umelech Gadol, I'll call Elohim. So here. Great God, great King. El Gadol, Melech Gadol. El Gadol, Umelech Gadol, a great El, a great almighty, or great power, a great almighty power. El Gadol, and Melech Gadol, Melech Gadol. A fact, not a supposition, right? This is not hypothetical. It's a fact demonstrated convincingly in thee and I ability to appear again in the Mikdash. Right? The Mikdash, in the sanctuary, in the Mishkan, in the Heikal, in the temple. A privilege. This is a privilege that was the consequence of his supremacy. Kiel Gadol Yahweh Umelech Gadol Al Kol Elohim. Above all gods, all upon high, above all upon call, all Elohim, all call Elohim, all call Elohim, above all, superior in his supremacy to all Elohim, to all gods, God type, God construct, God philosophy, ideology, above all, I'll call Elohim. The words cannot bear, some say the targum or the interpretation, that the psalmist or I believe or believe, so to speak, believe in the reality of other deities, because it would be inconsistent. It will be inconsistent with what we have in XCVI, what we have in the very next psalm right here, in the 96th psalm, round about the Hebraic verse 5, where it says, all the gods of the people are things of naught. All the gods, ki yekol Elohei ha'amim, Elelim, ki for call Elohei ha'amim, Elelim, for all the gods, all the Elohim, so to speak, of the people, the Elohei ha'amim, are things of naught, are Elelim, are things of nothingness, are things of naught, right, are like non-existent. The sense brings out right here, it brings out the Hebraic sense of like non-existent, nothingness. It almost directly in the translation brings that sense. All the Elohim of the people, the Elohei ha'amim, are Elelim, are nothingness. Here, we have the Dalet, the fourth verse right here, in whose hands are the depths of the earth. The heights of the mountains are his also. Here, the fourth verse. Now the KJV, in his hands are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The strength of the hills. That alternative reading right here. Here from the Sefer Tehillim, we have the heights of the mountains are his also. But here in the Ivrit, Asher b'yado mechek irei eretz awe to'afota harim lau, in whose hands, Asher, that which b'yado, in his hand, Asher b'yado, mechek irei eretz, the mechek, the depths, the deep places, the depths and the sense of the deep places, the mechek aretz, the deep places of the land, the deep places of the earth, with to'afot, and the heights, the to'afot harim, the heights of the harim. So here, he breaks the har Hars, mountain, harim, mountains, with to'afota harim, lau, for him, of him, for him. So here we have this fourth verse, Asher biyado mechikre aretza with to'afota harim, lau, in whose hand, Asher biyado, under divine, and I say the divine control, is the whole universe. Under divine control, under Melech HaOlam's control, under the divine control is the whole universe, the Einiverse. From its foundations is the unexplorable depths. I mean, even science has discovered, right? And they have said they have discovered many, many things. But one thing that they do acknowledge is that the depths are very deep. Asher biyado mechikre aretz. Asher biyado mechikre aretz. But the depths are unexplorable. They haven't bottomed. They haven't bottomed that out yet, right? They haven't bottomed, it's deep, right? To the summit of unscalable mountains. Unscalable mountains. Well, some would say that, that ones have. That's, it's interesting because now we think about, you hear one-to-one say, in especially the latter-day Gentile history, like the first to do this, the first to do that, the first to do this. It's like some areas of Eob when it talks about who has measured the wind and measured these things. And now you see one-to-one seeking to get a measure. But one thing, the depths, what about those deeps? Asher biyado, in his hands, Asher biyado, mechikre aretz, with to'afota harim lau. Here in this section, verses 3 to 5, right, that picks up on the theme here, Chaverim, Talmudim, disciples, Talmudim, the call to Yisrael to worship. Verse 1 and 2 was the invocation to praise Yah. To Isaiah the ayah. To Isaiah the ayah. And here in verses 3 to 5 is the reason. So I can know what the gathering's for. Here we have verses 3 to 5 because he is supreme. So bringing out these verses right here, we had once again verse 3, Ki el gadol Yahuwah umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher biyado mechikre aretz with to'afot harim lau. Here in the Hey verse, the 5th verse here, we have Asher lo hayam with who asahu with yabesheta yadayo yatzru. The sea is his. Asher lo harim. Asher lo harim. Asher lo his harim. The sea, right? The yam. That's a yarim. Hayam. Slika. Ani, vani. Ani lechozir. Asher lo hayam wilhua asahua. We yabesheta yadayoa yatsaru. Okay, better that time. Asher lo hayam wuhua asahua we yabesheta yadayoa yatsaru. The sea is his. Asher lo hayam yam. The yam is his. Asher lo hayam with who, somebody enunciates vihu, but Afro-Shemitically with who, and he asahu. Who asahu, and he made him. There's a way of saying like, and he made him, and he made it. Who asahu, who asahu, asher lo hayam, who asahu, and his hand, not his hand here, but his hands formed the dry land. With Yabeshet, the Yabeshet, with and Yabeshet, the Yabeshet. I think Bamarinia Yebs. But here in the Hebrew we have the Yabeshet. With Yabeshet, right, the dry land, the Yabeshet. With Yabeshet, Yadayo, hands, not Yado, his hands, Yadayo, his hands, Yatsaru, the Yatsar, to form, Yatsaru, they formed, right, they referring to Yadayo, his hands form the Yabeshet. We Yabesheta Yadayo Yatsaru. So here, the verse can also be rendered, to whom belonged the sea? It was he that made it. To whom belonged the sea? It was he that made it. And the dry land, his hands formed. So that really brings out, even right there, Hebraically to English speaking, a little more directly some of the force of the Hebrew, where we have Asher Loa Hayam, Wehua Asahu, with Yabesheta Yadayo Yatsaru, to whom belonged the sea? It was he that made it. To whom belonged the sea? Asher Lo, that which is his, Hayam, the sea, to whom belonged the sea. Asher Lo, Hayam. It was he that made it. Whu Asahu, and he that made him, and he that made it. Whu Asahu, and the dry land with Yabeshet, and the Yabeshet, his hands, Yadayo, Yatsaru, his hands formed it. So here, today's daily psalm, we have the first five verses right here in today's daily psalm, according to the royal order. Here, after order of Malkiah Tzedek, the opening part of Mizmor Tzadei, hey, the call to Yisrael to worship. L'ko neranena la-Yahweh, naria l'tzor yish'einu, nik adama fanayo wa betoda, biya zimirota naria lo, ki el gadol Yahweh, umelech gadol, al kol Elohim. Asher biyado amechikre aretza wetoafota harim lo. Asher lo hayam whuwa asahuwa we yabesheta yadayo yatsaru. Be glad, speaking to she, Simchi, with Alazi, speaking to she, be glad and rejoice, Simchi, with Alazi. Simchi with all the B'Kolev with all thy heart. B'Kolev. The psalm here. Hear the full of today's daily psalm. So hear today's daily psalm here. Hear the full of today's daily psalm. We left off with verse 5. 2 sections, the invocation to hallelujah, to praise Yah. Today's daily psalm is more Tzadai Hey, Psalm 95, Psalm XCV, call to Yisrael to worship. So we touch on the first 2, right? The first 2 sections, the invocation to praise Hailehim, the Elohim of Elohim. And next, because he is supreme, here in today's daily psalm, verses 3 to 5. So here we pick up with verses 6 to 7. Now, the last clause in verse 7, as we brought forward in the Tehillim intro, we brought forward that there's a change of tone that is unmistakably evident in the last clause of verse 7, extending to the end of the Mizmor, today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadai Hey. So here we have the wow verse, or some would say the va verse, or we say the wow verse, right? You have verse 6 and 7, this section, right? Why? So praise, the call to praise, Leku neranena la Yahuwah. Naria, Litzor Yish'ainu. Oh, come, y'all. Make I singing, ringing, and joyful tones. Leku, Neranena, La Yahuwah, to he who he be. Naria. Let us shout, lift up our voice like a trumpet. Naria, like the teruah, the shofar. Naria, Litzor Yish'ainu. To the Tzor Yish'ainu, who he be, he who he be, he be. In context of today's daily song, the appellation, the attributional, we could say name, title is Tzor Yish'ainu. So who he be? Yahuwah Eloheinu. He be Tzor Yish'ainu. He be the rock of our Yeshua, of our salvation. So here, this brings us to this section, because he is Yisrael's Elohim. He is Yisrael's El. Right here. So we have the invocation to hallelujah, to praise he who he be, because he is supreme, verses 3 to 5. Here picking up verses 6 to 7. Because he is Yisrael, Yasharales El, Ha'el. Here we have Bo'u, Nisha Tachaweh, with Nikra'a, Nibereka, Lafne Yahuwah, Osei. Interesting right here. That was a pointing. Lifne. Here. Lifne. I said lafne. Lifne. Before the face, before the presence of Yahuwah. Before the presence of he who he be. Ani lechozer. I repeat. Bo'u nishatachwe we nikra'a. Nivreka lifnei Yahuwah Oseinu. Lifnei Yahuwah Oseinu. Oh, come. So now notice that in the beginning of today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, we had, translatively speaking, a come. So in verse 1, oh come, and here we have oh come, but here. All right, Shemuli. Here, you will hear in the Aleph verse, leku, right? Come, y'all. And here, we have bo'u. Leku from leka, the halak sense of walk, trod in that sense of come, trod. Ba'u has a sense of come, like entering in, like ba'u, like entering into the Heikal, entering into the temple, entering into the Mikdash, the holy place, the Mishkan. Ba'u, in that sense of come. Right? So the first one in the Aleph verse, Likud Niranina La Yahuwah, come, trod y'all, Niranina, and sing joyfully La Yahuwah, to he who be, Naria, Litzur Yishainu, and lift up our voice like a trumpet blast, like a shofar, to the rock of our Yeshua, of Yishainu, of our salvation. But here we have Ba'u, come, like to enter in. Ba'u, Nishtacheweh, modern Hebrew, Nishtacheweh. Ba'u, Nishtacheweh. But an ancient Afro-Shemitic pointing, Ba'u, Nishtacheweh, with Nikra'ah. Oh, come, let's enter in, make I and I bow, right down, and bend the knee. Now here we're reading from the Sefer Tehillim, the Hebrew and the English translation. Let's take a look at the KJV at verse 6. The KJV brings out a little bit more the sense of the Hebrew, even though where it says, let us bow down in the Sefer Tehillim for today's daily psalm, can be interpretable, but in the sense that we get to know, this is a good point to clarify, where it says, let us bow down. KJV says, let us worship. Ba'u, let us enter in. It's the sense of like enter in. Nishtacheweh. Ba'u nishtacheweh. Let's worship. Nishtacheweh. Let us make I and I worship. As we had in the beginning, make us sing for joy, neranana, and make us shout, like lift up our voice like a trumpet, naria. Here in the Vav verse, we have nishtacheweh from the sense of the shachat, right? To bow, to worship, right? To prostrate, right? To prostrate ourselves. Right, to bow down, to prostrate. So this is the true Hebraic, right? Hebraically speaking, according to the Hebrew sense of worship. Worship is prostration, right? Whether it's prostration, right, to Yahweh in the appointed place, or whether it's prostration to the anointed king. Even the King of Kings, the anointed king. So in this sense right here, Ba'u, enter in, nishtacheweh, make us worship, make us like fall flat. In that sense, fall flat on our faces. With and nikra'ah, nikra'ah, and make us bend the knee. Nikra'ah. Right? Make us bend the knee. Right? Make us bend the knee. With nikra'ah. So the KJV where it says, let us worship and bow down. Let us worship and bow down, does here bring out the sense of what we have in the Hebrew, Ba'u nishtacheweh, with nikra'ah, nibreka, lifnei Yahuwah, oseinu. Make us kneel before Yahuwah, oseinu. Make us kneel before he who be, oseinu. Our maker, the one who has made I and I, oseinu. Ba'u nishtacheweh v'nikra'ah. Nivreka lifnei Yahuwah oseinu. So here, verse 6, not only because he is Yisrael Yasharal's El, he is Israel's El, Ha'el, right, God, power. Not only in recognition of Ha-Elohim, of Ha-Elohim, of the Elohim as Borei, Ha-Borei, as the creator, right, of the Olam, of the universe, the universal creator, Borei Ha-Olam, are the Bnei Yisrael, and we, I Israelite, summoned to worship, nishtacheweh, to prostrate, nishtacheweh, to worship him. There is an additional reason. It's an additional reason that's brought out here vis-a-vis his covenant, his berit relationship with them, and his berit chadasha relationship with us, with I. So the bow down, as we have it from the Sefer Tehillim, it says, let us bow down. KJV said, let us worship. The Hebrew is nishtacheweh, to prostrate ourselves, nishtacheweh, with our faces to the ground in homage. Nishtacheweh. Make I prostrate ourselves with our faces to the ground in homage. Nikra'ah is interesting right here. Now notice in some translation, some comparing other translations, once we get a good ground, a good groundation with like the Hebrew and the basic understanding of the KJV that we're familiar with. I notice that some translations flip it around. Like the NET translation says, come, let us bow down and worship. It's like they kind of flip the meaning from one to the next. But the KJV is more accurate here. Let us shachah. Shachah is like directly the root sense is to depress or to crouch. But the sense reflexively is to fall prostrate, to fall on one's face in homage to Elohim or to that Elohim appointed and anointed royalty. So to fall and prostrate in homage to worship. So in the sense of when one say, oh, you worship, the King of Kings of Ethiopia, the anointed, you mean? Well, that's according to HaTorah, right? In worship, but what is worship? To fall prostrate in homage to Elohim or to Elohim's appointed and anointed royalty. So to God and to man, in other words. Now KJV brings out the shachah sense of nishtacheweh, make us fall prostrate, flat, faces to the ground, right? Bow down is sometimes brought out, or crouch, or fall down, like to fall flat. We say get flat, every posse get flat. To get flat, right? To humbly beseech, right? To do obeisance, is that sometimes it's translated as, to do reverence, right? To stoop, and chiefly to worship in translation, right? So the first of the two, we say words here, right? Let us worship, right? Let us worship, right? And KJV has, let us worship and bow down. As you said, some other versions confuse it. We have the word kara. Kara is to bend the knee. So here, Hebraically, we have the translation, oh, come, like Ba'u, the sense of enter in, let us bow down or worship and bend the knee. And let us bend the knee. Kara being the root of nikra'ah. Here we have right here, nikra'ah, nikra from kara, to bend the knee. The implication here is to like sink, right? Sink. And it's also brought out as prostrate, right? But the word is usually not translated as the shachah of nishtacheweh in the sense of worship. Right? So I want to, we would like to bring that out clearly because people talk a lot, we don't worship, I do worship. You don't even know what worship means. This is what Rabbeinu Yeshua said. Right? Y'all worship that, you worship that which you know not. We know what we worship for salvation of the Yehudim. So here, in the Yehudit, called the Ivrit, we have to bow down, more correctly, is to bend the knee. Right? But the two, how do you bend the knee? Well, how would you bow unless you bend the knee? You know what I mean? But the second part of the verse 6 is, let us kneel. Now here we have it brought out, let us kneel. Here we have the Hebrew barak. What is barak? The H1288 barak. We have barak. You see, so you really one needs to understand, the nuances of the Ivrit, of the Yehudit. Barak, right, to kneel. The implication is man toward God. To bless God as an act of adoration, Hebraically, comes from this H1288 word, barak. Now here in the verse, it says, let us barak, nibreka, make I and I barak, make I and I kneel. So you can see in this verse here, there is a kind of a flow from nishtacheweh to nikra'ah, and here to nibreka lifnei Yahovah, nibreka, let us kneel, right, before or in the presence of, the face of He who be, who He be, Oseinu, our Maker. Now remember, this is all connected with what we might properly call here, according to the context of today's daily psalm, Mizmor Tzadai Hey, as temple worship. This is the Hebraic and the Judaic temple worship. We could say up to 70 AD in that context. And now, even in the Moedim, or the Knesiot, in the synagogues or the Hebrew, the Judaic churches, we have the connection of the ark. The ark would symbolize where His presence is. Because one might ask, or may be afraid to ask, but, He has not given us a spirit of fear. You know what I mean? Peace, love, and a sound mind. Like we ask, well, how is it saying right here when it says, let us kneel before Yahuwah our Maker? So what were they kneeling before? Just out in the open country, just whatever, like, what was there? No, there was a context to this. So when it says, let us kneel, this is, remember the verb of come, that says come in verse 6, then we have verse 1. In verse 1 in Hebrew is leku, come in the halak sense, leka, to try, to walk. Ba'u is the sense of like entering in, right? Well, we are entering into the temple. We were entering into the holy place, right? We're entering in before the presence. And the presence was contained in the Aron HaBrit, in the Ark of the Covenant. And even in the Yehudi, the Yehudi churches called synagogues, as with the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, where they talk about ark, the ark worship, the Tabot worship, why the Tabot is so important. And you'll hear one say, well, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is the more Jewish or most Jewish of it. This is the context Hebraically right here. So when it says, let us kneel before Yahuwah, right, our Maker, right, Nibreka is to bend the knee, right? By implication, Barak, right, can be of Elohim towards man, towards Adam and Ben Adam, man and the son of man, to bless man as a benefit. So when Yahuwah HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruch Hashem, when He blesses man as a benefit This is him, Barak. Is his Barak. Right? Now, in a fourth sense, Barak as a euphemism can mean to curse. This is interesting. Barak as a Hebraic euphemism in certain contexts, right, can mean to curse, whether Elohim or Hamelech, right, as treason. So in a treasonous sense, right, the Barak can mean to curse Elohim, the Elohim, or to curse Hamelech, and this is always in a context with treason, right, with treason. So here we have bend the knee, nibrika. Now remember the first sense, nibrika, right? We spoke about before the presence, lifnei Yahuwah Oseinu, right? Before Elohim, in the sense of the ark and temple worship. But it's also in the sense of the posture of fealty to Yisrael, Yasharal's Melech, to Israel's Negus, even Negus Neges, to bend the knee, right? To bend the knee. Here we have to bend the knee. In bending that knee, right, before Elohim, Ha-Elohim, Ha-Elohim, and before Ha-Melech, before Yisrael's anointed king. Context, make us kneel before Yahuwah, our Maker. Nibrika lifnei Yahuwah Oseinu. Our Maker, the Maker of the Bnei Yisrael, the Maker of the Israelite nation. We have this in Devarim and Deuteronomy 32, verses 6 and 15. The Maker of the Israelite nation, right? The Israelite nation. Hey, just look at KJV 32, 6 and 15. Let's look at 32, 6 and 15. It says, do y'all thus requite Yahuwah, foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that hath bought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee? So he is Oseinu. And in verse 15, Chaverim, the 15th verse reads thus, but Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Elohim. He forsook God that made him. And lightly esteemed, get this right here, the connection, and lightly esteemed the Tzor Yish'ainu, the rock of, Yish'o, the Tzor Yish'o, the rock of his salvation, here in Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 32, at verse 15. And here in today's daily psalm, we have the Tzor Yish'ainu, the rock of our salvation. But here it says that he lightly esteemed, Yeshurun, a prophetic name, symbolic name we can say for Yisrael. Yeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Hael, that made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, and lightly esteemed the Tzor Yish'o. So here brings us to the Zayin verse, to verse 7 of today's daily psalm, Mizmor Adai Hey. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the flock of his hand. Today, if ye would but hearken to his voice, today, if y'all would but hearken to his voice. So here, KJV reads it a little bit differently. For he is our God, that's the same, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep, right? The sheep of his hand, right? The sheep of his hand. Today, here's the last clause in the 7th verse, right? That extends to the unmistakable change of tone, right here in this 7th verse right here. The reason why, secondary reason, because he is Yisrael's Elohim. Kihu Eloheinu. Wanachnu Amma Mar'itoa Witzona Yado. And we are the people of his pasture. Wanachnu people. Mar'ito. Marito. People of Marito, his pasture. Witzon. And the flock, like a flock of sheep, the tzon or tzon. Here we have with tzon or with tzon yado. And the flock, the sheep of his hand, with tzon yado. Hayom, im bekolo, tishma'o. Hayom, the day. The yom. Hayom, today. Hayom, im bekolo tishma'u. If y'all would but hearken to his voice. Im bekolo tishma'u. Tishma'u. Im bekolo tishma'u. Tishma'u. If y'all would but hearken to his voice. The people of his pasture. We have this as well in other Psalms. In LXXIV and 1, in Psalm 74 and 1, we have this in LXXIX and 13, we have this in Psalm 79, verse 13. The people of his pasture, the Marito, the Marito. The people of his pasture. Also we have the flock or the sheep. The flock or the sheep of his hand. The tzon yado. The flock, the sheep of his hand, under his charge, and tended and shepherded by him, by Elohim. Now here, change of tone. The change of tone. Hayom, im bekolo tishmao. Hayom, im bekolo tishmao. Today and bekolo. Today in his voice, by way of his voice, bekolo, kolo, voice. Better, some say, is today. Oh, that y'all would hearken to his voice. The RV Revised Version. Some say better brings out the Hebraic sense. Hayom, im bekolo tishmao. If y'all would hear, hearken. That day was not only an occasion of rejoicing and thanksgiving, but an opportunity for serious reflection, as today's daily psalm in Mizmor Tzadei, Hey, the 95th Psalm, is the first of the Kabbalat Shabbat Psalm, an opportunity for serious reflection as we enter into the sabbatical time, as that Psalm, today's Psalm 95, here, Elohim had been their shepherd, Yahweh, Roi, our shepherd in the past. Israel had been erring and wandering sheep and sheeple and had gone astray. The penalty had been the exile. Make them now resolve. Here's the point of this. Hayom. Im bekolo tishmao. Hayom. Today, oh, that y'all would hear his voice. Im bekolo tishmao. Make I and I, now resolve to avoid. Make us resolve to avoid the mistakes of their and I forefathers. And they and I would never, ever again be banished or exiled. Now, some say here the supposed fragments are fragmentary indeed. What we have here, some suppose is fragments, and these supposed fragments are fragmentary indeed. If we consider it apart, there could be no more impressive way of teaching the conditions of acceptable worship than to set side by side a glad call to praise and, here, a solemn warning against repeating the rebellion, the rebel lion, the rebellion in the Midbar, the rebellion in the wilderness, the rebellion in the wilderness. So here, this brings us right here to the change of tone. Here in verse 7, Ki hu Eloheinu, wa nachnu amarito u'tzon yado. Hayom, im b'kolo, tishma'u, 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 tishma'u.
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments.
ያይነን አየነው የሰማንን አወቅነው የዳሰሰንን አገኘነው የአብርሃምን አምላክ የሚያየንን ጌታ ኤልሮሂምን 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 ኤልሮሂምን
Love Johnny's, you know. Yeah! It's a light and our salvation. Social life, you know one. Whoa, yeah. Once there was a wandering sheep, roaming gets a street with no place to sleep. And a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Once there was a lost soul, with no place to shelter from the cold, and a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Today you're up, tomorrow the sinking sand. Today you're up, tomorrow the sinking sand. So never kick us off for a while it's down. Give to my helping and proper man. Once there was a wandering sheep, roaming get the streets with no place to sleep. And a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Once there was a lost soul, with no place to shelter from the cold, and a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise. Listen, Jah make judge of all my foolery, and of him I've got to learn. Kindness is raindrop, of which I confirm. Once there was a wandering sheep, roaming get to sleep with no place to sleep, and a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Once there was a lost soul, with no place to shelter from the cold, and a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Now I'm up and riding in tranquility, gain my stability from the Almighty. Listen, once there was a wandering sheep, roaming get to see you no place to sleep. Judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Once there was a lost soul, with no place to shelter from the cold, and the judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Today you're up, tomorrow the sinking sand. Today you're up, tomorrow the sinking sand. So never kick us off for a while it's down. Give to my helping and it's got a plan. Bravo man. Whoa, yeah. Listen, once there was a wandering sheep, roaming get to sleep with no place to sleep. When I judge I know now. judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Jamaica, judge of all my movement, and I feel I've got to learn. I need the raindrop, of which I confirm. Once there was a wandering sheep, roaming yet to street with no place to sleep, and a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Once there was a lost soul, with no place to shelter from the cold, and a judge I know now. Rastafari, I rise again. Rise again, yeah. Rise again, yeah. Rise again. Rise again, Lord.
מזמור צדהל. לכו נרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור ישענו. נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. כי אל גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים. אשר בידו מחקרי ארץ, ותועפות הרים לו. אשר לא הים והוא עשהו, ויבשת ידיו יצרו. בואו נשתחווה ונכרע, נברכה לפני אדוני עושנו. כי הוא אלוהינו, ואנחנו עם מרעיתו וצאן ידו. היום אם בקולו תשמעו, אל תקשו לבבכם כמריבה, כיום מסע במדבר, אשר ניסוני אבותיכם, בחנוני גם ראו פועלי. 40 שנה אקוט בדור ואומר, עם טועה לבבהם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי ואפי, אם יבואון אל מנוחתי.
Psalm 95. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with song. For the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Unto whom I swear in my wrath, that they should not enter into my rest, 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 rest.
መዝሙር 94 በቅንፍ 95 የዳዊት የምስጋና መዝሙር። ኑ በእግዚአብሔር ደስ ይበለን፣ ለአምላክ ለመድኃኒታችን እልል እንበል። በምስጋና ወደፊቱ እንድረስ፣ በዝማሬም ለእርሱ እልል እንበል። እግዚአብሔር ታላቅ አምላክ ነውና በአማልክትም ሁሉ ላይ ታላቅ ንጉሥ ነው። እግዚአብሔር ሕዝቡን አይጥላቸው፣ የምድር ዳርቻዎችም በእጁ ውስጥ ናቸው። የተራሮች ከፍታዎች የእርሱ ናቸው፣ ባህር የእርሱ ናት፣ እርሱም አደረገ። የብስንም እጆቹ ሠሯት። ኑ እንስገድ፣ ለእርሱም እንገዛ። በእርሱ ባደረገን በእግዚአብሔር ፊት እንንበርከክ። እርሱ አምላካችን ነውና እኛ የማሰማሪያው ሕዝብ የእጁም በጎች ነንና። በምድረ በዳ እንደተፈታተኑት እንዳስቆጡት ጊዜ ዛሬ ድምፁን ብትሰሙ ልባችሁን አታጡ። የተፈታተኑኝ አባቶቻችሁ ፈተኑኝ፣ ሥራዬንም አዩ። ያችን ትውልድ 40 ዓመት ተቆጥቻት ነበር። ሁል ጊዜ ልባቸው ይስታል፣ እነርሱም መንገዴን አላወቁም አሉ። ወደ ረፍቴም እንዳይገቡ በቁጣዬ ማል
Yeah, Rastafari liveth. Lastly I liveth and reigns in the hearts of all men forever. Jah. Jah. Jah.
Jah. Al Selassie I Nisan.
Thanks for life, I keep my head to Jah. His holy habitation put the cloud over eye. And these reckless moments natural for human life. Fire and brimstone burn up the thoughts in my mind. For clean hands and pure heart will illuminate the dark. Send away the energies that attacks the child of God. Oh, Jah, mercy. Bless the one that come to you in bended knee. Bless the one that come to you in bended knee. Bless the one that come to you in bended knee. We are not happy in the earthy thing that surrounds we. We saw eyes showing something better. Teach the people, feed the hungry, let it serve. The generation that suffer in this crisis, impacted by horrible violence.
Make excuses for the wicked vices, but if it don't stop, we'll continue to cycle. Continue to cycle. What I want. Oh, God, have mercy. Oh, God, have mercy. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Throughout the song, let me honor him. Celebrate the people that are choosing to do unto others like our King for the betterment of the nation. From the largest to the smallest things. And if it is positive, good lasting impression stick with you to this day. Yeah. Good lasting impression stick with you to this day. Yeah. Good lasting impression stick with you to this day. Yeah. Some mercies. Oh, your mercies. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee. Bless the one that come to you and bend in knee.
So we always need more chizuk. The Gemara tells us that one of the things that we need help in strengthening is a tefillah. So one may ask, how can I keep myself motivated for tefillah? How can I keep myself motivated to pray to God? I see things that are not getting answered. It's very hard. Sometimes I'm just not feeling it. And first off, this comes from a person having to know how big tefillah really is and what's on the other side of it. You have to understand that a lot of times when we meet a lot of resistances in something that is so huge and something that's so big, and you have to understand that the other side knows, the sitra achra, the satan, the devil, the whatever you want to call it, the other side of resistance already knows how important prayer actually is. So what do you think? That it's going to be one of the main places that a person is going to have to experience that battle, that fight. But what should strengthen the person is that they should already know, they should be able to judge it by how hard it is for them to do it, that they're able to know how big this thing really is. So that should be motivation for everybody. Rashi himself says that when it says in the Gemara and the Second Brachos, so that there are things that stand at the height of the world. It says, this is tefillah, this is prayer. Say that the height of what, but it's disrespected the most. People don't take it serious. They don't understand that on the other side of this, it's not a maybe. I'm telling you this, especially on the things that are ruchnis, things that are spiritual. It's not maybe. Hashem will save the person. It's going to be dependent on how much emunah you have and how much betachon you have, how much trust that you have, and your prayers. That's what's going to depend on you being saved or not. So that should be the chizuk. It's definitely. I see that it's very, very hard for me to pray, for me to open up, and to be able to say whatever. I can't feel Hashem. Hashem feels far from me. You should know that in that moment right now, you're facing the biggest resistance because the biggest prize is on the other side of that. So we should all strengthen ourselves with the feeling of that Hashem.
Shalom, Chaverim. Shalom, B'Shem Yeshua.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.